Well, this is the week of bumpy starts for early birds, but all the early birds who are in the room, 51 as I see now, welcome. I just had a conference call and I thought, okay, I can just squeeze that in before 10 o'clock. And I could, but I couldn't. So welcome to you all. This is the Early Bird Show. It is 4 a.m. Eastern Time. It's 10 o'clock in Amsterdam. Let's get the show on the road today. There's a lot to discuss, I think. People are coming in now. I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to do a lot of tickers, of course, and we're going to look at what happened yesterday. Just let me do this. Good morning, OP. Good morning, Pavel. Good morning, Valentin. You're having your discussions already, so that's good. And why does this not work? It works. Okay. So I hope you had a good day yesterday. I hope that you didn't get right with me yesterday afternoon here in Amsterdam and early morning in Eastern Time. It's still earnings week. These are the earnings for this week. So we're going to talk about some tickers on that who are releasing their earnings today and tomorrow and all of this week. So I prepared the watch list for you, and now I just want to show you what happened here. This was right yesterday. So we called out this 9.19 as a support level, and look what it did here. This was the first dip here. I didn't buy it here. And then I tweeted that I bought right here in this area because this was confirmation for me, and this also could have been confirmation for me, but I was in an other play at that time and saw what happened with right, but just ignored it and got a second chance here. So got in at 9.19 and then right through VWAP and just a really nice ride. And I asked you guys who was in me with that, and just one of you replied. So that's not a good score. And then here on space, I entered here on this candle here thinking, okay, it's not just precise on the 24-24 level that we gave you yesterday, but I was confident enough after these big red candles that 24-24 would hold, and it did for a while. This was my target, 24.07, and it got to 24.75 here. And yet 24.75, so didn't hit my target, but stayed in there, didn't take any profit or anything. I thought, okay, it's going to get there eventually. And it just didn't. So this happened here, and then this candle happened, no panic for me, and then this happened and was stopped out here at 23.94-ish. So I had a stop of 30 cents here for on space. I was stopped out here and not happy, of course, but I made the play that I wanted to make. So get in at 24.24 for target 25.07. That's a 75-cent win with a risk of 25. So that's 1, 2, 3. I could have made some profit here if I wanted to, but I did not. So stopped out, took the loss, and went on with the other one, which was right. And I showed you that right just now and was happy with that trade. Thanks, Pavel. Hey, Will. I have a risk reward normally on. Hey, Brittany. Good morning. Normally I have a good morning, Michael. Melbourne Beach. Oh, Florida, USA. Nice. You are up early or staying up late? Will, I have a 1-to-3 ratio normally. Okay. I have a watch list. Normally I present it to you on my screen, as you know, but I also write it down before I do anything in the morning, except having conference calls, and it's just on a piece of paper. So this is what I do every morning. You see that? Oop, oop, oop. Right, GVM, Sky, ZS, Urban, A, SIRI, Apple, GE, AMC, OBLN, DKNG. That was some high-tech Showtime news, wasn't it? So, okay, Green Positive, good morning. Up early, Michael. Trading in Webull, okay. Stuck in a full challenge. Okay. I know where you're coming from. Let's do this watch list, guys. So I named the show, didn't get through, but does anyone want to take that ride with me? So Ride had earnings yesterday, and everybody who was watching yesterday saw what happened. So this is the close, this is post-market, and it just fell down here. So Ride had this nice move up for 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then just these 2 days. And what we anticipated was that it might just be holding here, those two as a support. Didn't do that, and fell down post-market. That's what you can see right here. This is better, maybe. So fell down. And now what's going to happen today? Well, you never know. You could say buy the dip, all right. But what also can happen, a lot of people who bought it in this area or in this area and are waking up now, are waking up at 7 o'clock and see this one at 866 if you bought it here at 1051, hoping that it would go up. There also could be a lot of panic here, people selling it, or they are just holding it and they become the back holders for Ride and hope that they get bought out, because there is still some potential in this one. But let's remember the position of this company. It still has to manufacture something. So I called out 815 today as I'm calling out 850 as a level that really needs to hold. This 919, this level of what we saw yesterday, just might be in play also today. Just let us say that's going to be around 9 now as a resistance level, and on 850 as a support level. Just trying to get above that right now. So really curious to see what Ride is going to do. Will this be just a normal buy the rumor, sell the news kind of story, and then you can just buy the dip again? Or do we go, because the next real level of resistance is around this area, I'm afraid, because I don't know exactly if this is going to be a level on 750. I think to the bottom here, if it goes, if 815 does not hold, if that's not support, then it's going to be a difficult day for Lordstown Motors rides. Michael de Vries has I think you have ancestors from the Netherlands based on your name. Good morning, Byron. Thanks, Will, for explaining that. I did make a video on how I trade. I think you can still find it on a Benzinga channel. I am long bias 9 out of 10 times, and sometimes when there are not a lot of tickers, then I'm just gonna explain how I trade and how I build my share size and how I determine my share size. So if I get some room today, I will maybe do so. But let's do those tickers first. GWN, sorry. This is what happened yesterday. Nordstrom. Look at this. Look at that. Trying to tell me something. So this is now. Is this a level for Nordstrom? Or for Nordstrom? Yes. Sorry, I'm not really sure. So let's look at the daily here. I traded this one around the 15 level. If you imagine that, it's now 37. Ooh. On a daily now, it's having some trouble here holding this 50 moving average that you see here. So the blue one is the 50 moving average, the yellow one is the 20, and the green one is the 9. Really having trouble holding that. And then the next level that you can see here is 35.87-ish. Which is the level after this big bump, but what you really want to see is that this one holds right now 37.48, because for 36-ish is a long way from home, but maybe you could buy the dip here. Still bullish on this one, believe it or not. So I'm not afraid to play this one if it all falls all the way down to the 36 level here and then wait till it goes to the upside. We saw that yesterday with Ride, that sometimes you just have to wait for a little while until it gets there. But really, ideally, this would be nice for me as a reversal long player to really hit this level at 36 and then play to the upsides. I'm aware of the fact that it's a long way from home from where it's sitting now, but with $2.32 movement on average, it can be done. So now also levels for post-market and pre-market open are in place, 37.80 here and 38. So a lot of levels for Nordstrom to trade this one off, and that you've still got a lot of room if you play this one from one of these levels to the long side or to the short side, whatever fits you best. Good morning, Stacy. Hertz Car Rental. Hertz was there a takeover or something? There is another. Hertz has another taker name. I know that, but I really don't know. I never rent a car. So that was GWN. Then let's look at Sky. Look at this move since the 19th of May. That's somewhat impressive. So let's see what's happening here right now. Well, you can see what's happening here. Hit those highs here a few days ago at 48 and all the way back here, and on this day it gap down. So this is a gap. Try to fill that gap yesterday, and is now in this resistance zone here, somewhere between this level 43.12 and this one 41.88. And if you really want to, then this is also a level for you. So on Sky 41.88, 42.61, 43.12. Well, let's do this more accurate. 43.16. This 43.12, 43.16 is the level of the moving average on a daily, and it's very close to yesterday's high. So 43.16 would be more in place to call that one. And then if it does that, then it fills this gap here. So, and after that, it just can make up for this bad data that's here. This is just 42.87. Needs some momentum though to go all the way up there. There's not it's not heavily traded. Float of 43 million, and this is 500,000 K for one day, so that's not a lot, but just might be enough for a day trader. I don't think it will get out of the. You can play this one right into the open. You just have to wait and be very patient, as you have to do sometimes. Also in day trading, sometimes I am 1 hour in a trade. I am not a scalper as such. Sky may just do it. Sorry, and I have some positive feelings about this one. And that's feelings are very bad if you're a technical trader. I know that, but Sky is on my watch list. Family is Dutch from the Netherlands, 3 generations back. Visited Amsterdam in '87. De Vries, yeah. De Vries is the most common name in the Netherlands. That's right. De Vries and Janssen. Janssen, after the vaccine, that's also made in the Netherlands and is known in America as Johnson & Johnson. But it is a Dutch invention. Okay, let's do low. Let's do low. This is a purple line for people who don't watch the show every day. The purple line is an indication that it is an area of support and not this exact line. So I think that we played this one here a few days back. Fell through that line here. So I'm going to take that one away now. And this is, I think, just an intraday line, which just coincidentally falls here on this blue line. Low. How low can you go? Well, it has been an interesting ride for low. This is what we witnessed before, and then this big dip here, even getting below its 200 SME on this these days in March. But made here a double bottom on a daily and almost double bottom on a daily, and that's a strong sign, and you can see why it's a strong sign. So if you have a double bottom on a 1 minute, then it's a sign, but it's the weakest sign, and if it's on a daily, then it's just a big sign of support. The higher the time frame for a double bottom, that's the more secure you can be. That will be support. So okay, so what's happening now? So this was a double bottom all the way up, now getting down here, and now for the first time these lines are crossing here for all the swing traders that want to play that and really believe in that. So here green passing yellow and it goes up, and now green passing yellow the other way around and it goes down. So this can be a telltale sign that this one is getting weak right now. Struggling to get above is 50 moving average here, so 192.75, and let's put in 76.75. Really needs to hold that level if you want to be long in this one, and otherwise it's a short, and you can play it all the way down here to this level, which is 186.39. And then if you want to go long, if 192.76 proves to be some kind of support, then it's only $2 for $200 stock, so that's not enough. And then, so you really want to see 195.61 breaking also, then 196.77 can break. It can move $6 a day on average. So first you have to be sure that this 192.76 will hold. So this has to break to the upside in order to be long. And if this doesn't break, and if it just gets up here like this and it does not break, then you want to see this one to the downside, and you can play it all the way to the level that I gave you earlier, which is 186.39. So if it doesn't break this 192.76, then it's a short. If it breaks this one, then you have some room to 194.61 and then eventually to 196.77 before you run into resistance again. So for all the short players here, this just might be a chance to get in there. Good morning, Saeed, if I pronounce that right. I'm not into silver, Ramon, no. Oh, I'm not into gold also, and I'm not into Bitcoin or any coin. I'm only an investor in European stocks, and the only reason for that is that I have a better relation to those stocks. So I do my fundamental analysis on those. I know what kind of companies they are. I already told you that I am long in ASML and I am long in Process, and there are some other stocks also, but this show is for information purposes only, so don't follow me. Do your own due diligence. If you get into ASML right now, then you are stepping in high and you're late to the party. I called this one 5 years ago. You can find it on my LinkedIn. I told you that already. Guys, not to be snobbish about that, but investment in stocks is really a different ball game, and you really have to know what you're doing. So that's why I prefer European stocks, because, well, I just know those companies better and have a better feeling about what they are doing. So this was low. Let's look at ZS. This is a different ball game than we saw just earlier on. This is also, well, bullish all the way. And what I wanted to happen on low, or I don't want anything, but what you can expect from low is happening right now here. So reach this top, down, down. So this is all the way down, low with lower lows down, and then just try to get up again, but never go back to this high here. And this high is also is the same. It is 199.50, and this is 199.50. So for all the swing traders or investors or people who want to be long in these stocks, this 199.50 is really a line in the sand. But as a day trader, I look for some strength in a stock, and this is another low, and this low is lower than this low, and this low is lower than this low. So normally you would say, I'm not so sure, and I'm not sure at all. But what I saw here when I did this analysis this morning is that it's fighting back to get above its 200 SME. And if it does, then you're happy. And if it can stay above this one, and this is support for this one, then you are maybe looking at something that you want to play all the way up to 179.50. So levels for ZS or ZS. ZS is the US and CS is UK, I think. Scalar. Levels for Scalar ZS are 170, 172.58, 179.56 as it stands now. The upcoming trend in Europe, Michael, is EV all over the place. It's EV, it's EV, it's EV, it's electric vehicles, it's electric vehicles, it's electric vehicles. I talked about this, I think, a few weeks back, and we have this thing called the European Union, and the policy right now for EV is that they want to ban. Really listen to me. They want to ban petroleum and diesel cars in 2030. That's 9 years from now. And banning in this case means that you cannot buy them anymore. You can still ride them, but you cannot buy them anymore. And as a result of that, Volkswagen said, okay, that's all very nice and clear, but we're going to do this 2 years earlier in 2028. So Volkswagen said we're not going to build petrol and diesel cars anymore after 2028. That's something that's not set in stone, of course, but that's just where they're headed to. So, and there are these huge packages, stimulus packages on EV cars. So EV is the trend in Europe. As it is in the States, I think as it is in the States. EV got hit a few weeks back, but for long-term investments, and this is for information purposes only, you really should do your due diligence if it comes to EV plays. So this is Urban Outfitters Incorporated, URBN. Bear with me, guys. I'm using TC2000 here for my charts. That's just because I'm so happy with the way things are organized here in this one. Okay. Sometimes I just have to check something if I see something happening. And on Urban Outfitters, this is a 72 million float stock, and it trades around 2 million shares a day on average. Also, this nice uptrend then got to its high. You see the pattern now in the stocks that I picked this day. Got to its high and then fell down, not too much, but well, $8 in just over 2 months, so that's enough. And now really trying to hold on to this level here, I think. So it's going to run into resistance quite early here at 35.90-ish. Can move $2 a day for $35 stock. That's just enough. So the levels for this one are 33.50, 35.90, and 36.52 on URBN. It has earnings today also. Yeah, that's right, Stacy. After the close today. Were you a little late, Stacy, today? Did you miss this one? You were having dinner, I think. So these are earnings today, not Strom, Skyline, Scalar. We talked about Scalar also. So after the close earnings, Urban Outfitters, Voyager, 21 Vianet, and AG Technologies. So really curious about how it will do before earnings. I'm not investing or swing trading this one, especially not before earnings. But that's just me. So this one is also has earnings today. AG Technologies, earnings today, and same pattern up all the way. So you're right to be bullish on this one, I think. Then reached its stop here, and there's a possibility to buy it now because this one has already taken out all these levels. So they are not resistance levels, but support levels. So you really want to see 131.67 holding, of course, but there's some free space here. So maybe you want to see this one run into earnings today before earnings come out, and then buy this one on a rumor. So this is already the rumor. Rumor is now dying a little bit here yesterday. That's what you see here. So 134.50 is long for me. And if it doesn't break that, then it's a short, and then you can play it all the way down to 131.67. If it's not holding to 131.67, then it's a short all the way to 129.94. It can move $2.30 a day on average. So let's see what this one will do. 300 million floats and an average of 1.7 million volume a day. Conversation on character, good morning. Vectress. Let's do that. Let's look at Vectress, VEC. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, what's happening here? Is this a real spike here? Well, you know what I'm going to say if you look at my show every day. I'm not going to call any levels for this one. I know I really have to investigate if these are real spikes. That's one thing. There's not a lot of volume in those spikes, as I just saw. I think that it's just might be some dark pool spikes, but also might not be. So I have to look into that. But if this is real, then you cannot draw any levels. As a day trader, it's very interesting to see this, of course, but this is the float, 11.2 million. And a daily volume on average of around 60,000. So be very careful if you want to day trade something like this. I am certainly not going to do that if there's no reasonable price action, but can make a big profit and also can lose a lot of money going into these. Okay, let me just finish my watch list, guys. I don't believe that's already 45 minutes into today's show, and sometimes people who watch this for the first time are saying, "Oh, you're so slow in doing this," but yeah, well, this is how I do it, guys. So sometimes I just don't know what I see. What I do every day, I watch 100 stocks or 100 graphs every day. Every morning before I go on here, and then I just select these 10 to 20 stocks. And after I do that, then I'm gonna sit down and talk to you about them. So I see a pattern, and then after the pattern, I have to really look closely in order to see if that what I saw is something that you can trade. So let's talk about SIRI. So this is the high 618-ish. This was yesterday, and I'm just gonna Genus, please. I'm gonna write down Genus. I'm not sure if my charts are now all right. So bear with me, guys. I try to figure out where my mouse is. I just have to load this one up again, I think, because otherwise I am looking at the wrong thing. 1 minute.
I tell all my
When you want to maximize your performance in the market, you need access to the highest quality tools and news available. Benzinga Pro stands out from all of the options you'll be presented with, and their instant access to market-moving news positions you to be prepared to take on the market in the best ways possible. Here's how it works. Benzinga Pro's news desk creates original news content that's available on your main news feed and gives you actionable information about companies you may want to invest in. This news desk information gives you the chance to beat the market, receive impactful news as it breaks, and jump on trending stocks before and as they rise. And beyond that, Benzinga Pro is packed with helpful features and unique insights that give you the best information possible. There's tools like the Live Audio Squawk, which streams every day with important news and timely updates, and the real-time news alerts that allow you to stay on top of every developing story you're keeping tabs on. Alerts and news will be sent straight to your inbox or delivered as live sound alerts. For those investors that want real-time, actionable, and breaking news about companies they may be looking to invest in, Benzinga Pro is the tool to use.
Okay, let's talk about SIRI then. This is SIRI. And I watched this one because of this move. So broke through all these levels here, 1, 2, 3, 4 resistance levels, and now here at 618. What you want to see, of course, it's if you're on a long side, then you want to see something above this 618 and then to 643 maybe. What you just might hear is something like that it just hovers here around this area because everybody is looking at this and thinking what happened here. So it just might be hovering around this place here, and then you keep it on your watch list for other days until it breaks the 618, and then you can play to the upside. If it breaks that one now, then you're a happy camper, and I really think that it should not be under 6 today in order to play to the long side. If not holds this 6 level, then you can play the short. SIRI is mostly thickly traded, so doesn't move that much. Can be very choppy on a day. Let me say that. So Apple, also these big spikes here. I think they're just. I'm not sure what's happening here on these big spikes. So this is Apple. This is the close yesterday, post-market close. It closed here at 127.27. And then it opened here this morning at 127.99. So, and if we zoom in into this 127.99 area, then this is what we see. 1, 2-ish, 3-ish, no, 3 exactly. So 127.99 really has to break. It's the 50 moving average that's trying to break right now, and 127.94, 127.99, 127.99. So do I need to say more? And then you play this one to the upside, and the first level that you're gonna see here on this one is 129.32. It can move $2.69 on a day. Big float, of course, you know that on the Apple, so there's not going to be any trouble for that one. So really are only long buyers on Apple today. Really needs to break the 127.99 now, and if it doesn't, then you can play it to the downside if you want that, if that's your game. So really tries to break this one. So that's Apple. Oh, Fred's Genus. Yeah, I promised you Genus. You're getting Genus. Sorry. Let's look at Genus. Well, we played this one a couple of times, as you can see. Played it, analyzed it. So I'm going to take those away now. Really difficult, Genus. But as a day trade, it can be very, very nice. Like here or here. If you're a short player, this is also big. These are also big moves for a small stock. So it made 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 days to the upside. Now it's just in some kind of consolidation here. So this is just might be something that you really are focusing on right now. So $165 on 3 occasions on a daily. It's right on the 200 SME now on 155, so that's only 10 cents, but it's only $1.50 stock, and then 10 cents just can be enough. But if it doesn't hold at 155, then this just was it for a Genus, and it just might go back down to all the way to 132. But if you're shorting this one, then you really have to look if it's shortable right now. I don't think I think that you have to look into that one first. Maybe it's just hard to borrow. Maybe you have to pay something in order to short it. So really look out for this. So if you want to be on long side, then it really needs sold 155. Break 165, and then the next level is 171. So it's very we really have to micromanage this one, but that's always the case with small stocks like these. So please be aware. 155. For our regular viewers, you know that was the dog. So 155, 165, 170 on Genus. Just gonna finish my watch list now. So GE is on that watch list, and this is why it is. Really trying to hold these levels here, these support levels around 1316. And what you want to see is that 1304 is also support. Nou ja, hou eens op. Het is goed. Nee, klaar. So, boom, 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 boom. This one is 1334. This one is 1334. On the long side, you want this one to break 1334, and then you have some room to 1359. So on GE, 1304, 1316, 1334, 1359. And AMC is in play again. It was yesterday. I hope that you saw this one, guys. So this is the one that we talk about a lot lately. So this is happening all for a few weeks now. So getting up there and then down and then really spiking up, getting up. These are not exact trend lines, it's just to show you the pattern in AMC. So getting up and then red candle going down, getting up, red candle going down. So you really have to look at AMC on a daily basis and trade this one on price, action, and volume. And I think you all know why. Action, 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 action. So heavy bacon, AMC already popped today, and OBLN, there's news on OBLN. Yes, there's some kind of, what was it already? On police NEM. Well, this merger vote, is it priced in or is it not priced in? You tell me. But really want to watch, of course, today. So it was on my watch list. I showed you my watch list on paper at the beginning of the show. This is OBLN. This can be a wild one. So if there's any thing that you, if this one, if merger talks are priced in, so if this is the start of the rumor here and then this happens, then you never know what's going on with OBLN. Let's see what's happening in real time now. So this is the close, 380. This is the open, just above that. So if it falls, then it falls, because if merger news is bad for the stock, then it just falls through every level that you draw in here. So I'm going to erase all. And I'm going to add a note to myself, merger news and price action. OBLN. Then a favorite one, not really, EKNG. Well, DraftKings yesterday. Those lines here, I'm not sure. Gonna erase those lines here. I'm not sure why they are in here. Maybe just for intraday lines. DraftKings has to break 49.25 to the long side. And then you can go to 51.67, and DraftKings really needs to hold at 46.40. Otherwise, it just might fall down again. And it's just after this series here, it's just not really getting the volume and the movement to the upside. So this is DraftKings for you guys. I'm not sure about, well, we just talked about AMC, FCD, ABCD, sorry, ABCD. So those were the stocks today. Those were the tickets today. And if you, I'm just gonna, we talked about, did we talk about space? We talked about space yesterday. And I saw something there from also coming along, SQ. Look at this. Played this one in the 50 area last year a lot. $13 for SQ on a day on average movements. Well, if this pattern will continues now, then you just expect this one to go up again here. Because if you see this one trading on any frame time, then you see, okay, this is just very nice to trade. If it does not really impress if it goes through these levels, as you can see here, just seems to oscillate here in this area. It had a So I just have been trouble to find some levels here because, well, if it goes, it goes. Well, $10. So let's see if you can find a pattern here some way. So yeah, that you'll be safe trading this one above 213.09. And I don't think these are real strong levels, but you can just watch them. Can move $13 in a day, so 217.34 will be the next target, and then 227.18 on SQ. So the last one for today, ALB, and did I already say to hit it like, guys? So it's not just for me. I'm doing quite all right, but it's just so important for Benzinga that you really hit that like button and hit that share button. And if you're not already, please be sure that you subscribe. Subscription is free, so there's nothing, no strings attached. It's just so important for us to get these subscriptions, because we want to do Benzinga 24/7, of course, in the end. And this is what we need. We need subscriptions in order to do that. $140 million float and a volume on average of almost nothing for LB. So is that true? No, that's not true. Sorry, that's not true. 500,000. 1 million. Yeah, that's enough. So this is some nice support here. Can move $7 in a day. If you really want this to be a trend line, then draw it a little bit better than I did. You need to use those fixed points, of course, but I'm just doing this quickly so to show you what the trend might be. And is this or is this not? I think it is. So this is a wedge all day long. And if you draw these on your own platform, then please be sure that you do that correctly. So this is just showing that this wedge is going on right now. So what you want to see is this trend line breaking here. That's now around 161.73 to the upside. If this one breaks, to be really sure, you might just say, okay, I'm just gonna take this one here, this high here, so 162. Because if it breaks this trend line, then the next level of resistance will be this 162. So 162 to the upside and to the downside. You really want to see this one holding right here. So let's call 155.50 on ALB. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Please be sure to hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Please be very careful if you day trade in these. Be sure that you have your own strategy. Be sure that you are in the know of what you're doing. If you want to see what I do with all these lines and with all these levels and how I trade today, the Twitter handle is under my video right now, so please look at that video if you want to, and then or look at that handle if you want to, and follow me on Twitter. Then I will update you during the day if I'm getting into something, or if I did or did not, and if I get stopped out, I will also tell you that. So it's not all about the successes. So guys, thanks for watching, and be sure that you are watching me tomorrow again at 4 a.m. Eastern time and at 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. Thanks for watching, and see you all tomorrow.